Okay. Tell me about Clyde. I know that he was a good friend. And
A
you
very
kept
good
in touch
friend.
with him for many
Mhm.
years, didn't you?
Yeah.
He went to another high school.
He went to Westport, and I went to Manual. But he would take me to always good things. Anything that was good at his high school, any of the plays, why he would take me. And we had to go on the streetcar most of the time. I can remember when he borrowed his brother's car to take me one time.
But he was a friend rather than a boyfriend. Is that right?
He was a
Much
friend
more.
indeed, and has been all through the years, up until he passed away not too long ago.
And then after high school, you went to Stevens College, which was unusual in those days for a girl to go to college, wasn't it?
Well, yes. Away from home to college.
Your father really supported that, didn't he? Your education.
Oh, sure.
Eager for you to have that.
No, I didn't work for any part of it.
And at Stevens, you studied music and became
And
a teacher.
English and history.
And how long did you teach?
Then I took some Bible courses at Stevens. I got a teacher's certificate. I took teacher's courses at Stevens. And with my teacher's certificate, I applied to Tulsa because my folks had moved to Tulsa. Papa was in the oil business there. And I got the school right through Mr. Oberholzer. He was the president of the school board. And I loved teaching. I just loved it. So for 2 years I taught at Riverview.
Were you teaching when you met Dad?
Well, I met him in Tulsa the first year that I was there on a picnic. My friend Grace Camel, who had gone to Stevens with me, introduced me to Terry.
Was it love at first sight?
I think not.
No?
Really, no. Because I went with other boys for quite some time after I met him.
Oh, did you?
I went with another one called C.T. Owen, who was a bank employee at the Exchange National there in Tulsa. And
What?
I went with
Go ahead.
another one called Danny, which wasn't a good thing for me at all. Because,
Was
no.
Danny a wild one?
Yes.
What did he
Rather.
do?
Oh, I don't remember exactly, dear, but he wasn't my kind at all.
No, see,
No.
Daddy was.
Yeah.
When did you realize that you were in love for sure and you wanted to marry Dad?
Well, let's see, that was my second year of teaching. And we started going on picnics together, and always did he take me to good things. Any good thing that came to Tulsa, why, he always had tickets for it. And so I guess after I went back to Kansas City, trying to think. No, let's see, you've had that part about typhoid fever in there, haven't you? Well,
Tell me about when Dad proposed. Do you remember that at all?
I think.
too much. You don't want to talk about that. That's okay.
Well, I'd have to think about that, dear.
You were married in 1916. Is that about right?
17, I believe.
17. Mm-hmm. Just
See, I taught 2 years.
oh yes.
He had bought a new Hupmobile, and we had been going places in that to good things, and to picnics and so forth. And
Was this a two-seater or
no, just
Ford?
a one-seater
A one-seater?
Hupmobile.
But you could get 2 people in it.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. It was a good-sized car, really, and nice car too. That could. It was a very good make of a car.
And he was taking you to a lot of nice.
Yes, always something good. Good theater, and good programs, places. He'd always have something nice picked out for the weekend.
And you liked those rides.
Sure.
Did he lead into the subject of marriage kind of gradually, or did he just all of a sudden pop the question?
I guess it was gradual, really. And my folks liked him very much. Of course, they were partial to Clyde, too, pretty much. But Clyde was away, or at least I was away, and we weren't together very much. But he kept writing every week, and sometimes I answered, and sometimes I didn't.
But you were really in love with Daddy.
Yes, I don't think I ever was in love with Clyde, really.
And
We were just kids, together.
tell me about the wedding, what you remember of it, your dress, or anything.
It was
the
a home
music.
wedding.
At home.
And Maureen, my roommate from Stevens, was my maid of honor. And
What did you wear for the wedding? A long white dress, or?
James was Terry's best man,
Your brother James.
my brother. And I had a white dress, georgette through the body part, and the bottom were layers of taffeta ruffles. And until just recently, I had that dress, and I don't know where it is now. I can't find it. I think it's up on some high closet shelf in a box.
Oh, yes. It would be too bad to lose that. I remember seeing it when I was little. It's very pretty.
Out of style now, though.
You were, oh well, they come back in style just because they're so pretty. This was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? Where you were living when you first were married. And Dad was doing what?
No,
at that time?
we had moved back to Kansas City when, and the wedding was in the living room at 3001 Benton Boulevard.
Okay. And then Dad was working for your dad?
No,
that
not
night?
then.
No.
No, he still had his job in Tulsa
I see.
at the Exchange National Bank.
And he was working as an auditor.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he did go to work for your dad, managing some of his property in Kansas City, right?
But not until we came back from Detroit. We went to Detroit because we both of us thought Detroit was a great place.
Oh, I see.
Especially in the summer, but not the winters. And he had a job that took him so long to get to that's why he had to get up real early every morning to get to his job. He worked then for the Lincoln Motor Company. That was it.
And that's where Bob was born, in Detroit,
Yes.
in 1918,
Mm-hmm.
which was the year that the First World War ended, and also the year of the Great Flu Epidemic.
Yes. Right.
Tell me about that.
Well, it was the flu epidemic at that time was a killer. People died, because they didn't have anything that seemed to affect it.
I read recently that more people died in that flu epidemic than were killed in all of the wars in the United States, except for Vietnam.
Yes.
That's
It was
absolutely amazing.
You were almost afraid to go do your shopping for fear you'd get the germ. And, but Daddy did get it, you know.
But he recovered.
Yes, indeed.
Obviously.
Yes.
And you never
We had a
got
good
it.
doctor.
You never got it.
No, I never did have it.
Did any of your friends?
Yes, but I don't think I lost any friends.
What did you, why did you move to Little Rock? I think that was the next move, wasn't it? Little Rock, Arkansas.
We went back to Kansas City, honey, from Detroit.
And there Dad worked for your father.
Yes, in real estate business. And
then your father had gone to Arkansas in the oil business,
yes.
and he persuaded Daddy to come down.
That's
that
right.
time.
That's the way it was.
Tell me about the oil boom.
Well, it was, we lived in a little house that had been a farm area. And, let's see, my brother came down too, and that was James, and he married a girl from a part of Arkansas that he had met through, I don't know who. Hazel was her name. But that marriage didn't last too long, really. I forgot just what happened.
And they had no children.
No.
And then he married Agnes.
Yes. And later on he married Agnes. And that was a very happy marriage, really.
But they had no children either.
No, James never had any children. And after Agnes died, well, James didn't live so very long, after she was gone.